Hi, everybody. It is Benjamin Krudwig from the Fibercast. It is Friday, March 13th, because it is Friday the 13th. I can remember this now. um, like I said, I'm Benjamin Krudwig. I am from Benjamin Krudwig Fiber Arts and Design. And this is episode number 8 of the Fibercast. So welcome, welcome, welcome to all of the new viewers. Hi, nice to see you here. And to any of the old viewers, welcome back and thank you for watching. I've heard in a few podcasts that have mentioned me, they're like, I think he does it live. I do. I do my Fibercast live every Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is 2 p.m. in Pacific Time. I don't know what it is in the rest of the world right now because daylight savings time happened, and I'm not sure if the rest of the world actually observes daylight savings time. So, yeah, and many of you will watch this after it's already up on the channel and it won't be live anymore, so don't worry. It's all good. So, yes, I do my podcast live. What you see is what you get. No editing involved. So, sometimes things happen. I don't have a ton of stuff to talk about today. I've been extremely busy with a custom order, or it's not really an order, but a custom work for the yarn over truck. So yeah, I'm going to start with just life stuff. As most of you should know, if you watched the last episode, Ariana and I found a house. So we'll be moving in a few weeks. Our closing date is April 2nd. So we're probably going to take that weekend to move. So that's April 3rd through whatever. So there will not be a podcast April 3rd. Unfortunately, I know I'm sorry, I've been on a roll. So there definitely will not be one on April 3rd. There might not be one either next week or the week after next week, because we're going to try and get some stuff ready at the house, like painting, just before we move in. That way we can move into a house without having to paint it with all of our stuff inside of it. So yes, in the next few weeks you will start seeing less and less stuff behind me because there will be more boxes full of things. Yeah, we're moving again. We just moved about 9 months ago, right before we got married. Literally the week before we got married, we moved into the place we are now. So yay, moving again. So it's going to be great. Other than that, that's pretty much all that's happening. I did want to mention, we went to my cousin's recital last night. He's a vocal major at the university here in Boulder, and he is doing music education. And every year, there's a whole slew of recitals for the various performers slash students at CU. So his recital was last night, and it was so wonderful. I am so proud of my cousin. If you want to check him out, he has a SoundCloud, and I believe it's under his name, Chaz Douthit, and it might be under Jazzy Chaz. I'm not sure. And that's C-H-A-S, Douthit, D-O-U-T-H-I-T. And then he also has a band called Flies with Buffalo, and one of the members of his band played guitar with him for one of the sets where they sang some original music. So that was so much fun. Please go check him out. I'll put it in the show notes. Speaking of show notes, somebody mentioned to me on Ravelry that I didn't put the show notes up for episode 7. That is true. I meant to, but it got away from me. It's been kind of busy at our apartment, in our home, between us working and also all of the other things that go on with like buying a house and our business. So I will be posting show notes for episode 7 and episode 8 in one blog post on benjaminkrudwig.com. So go check that out. Other things, you can find me pretty much on any of the social medias under Benjamin Krudwig. But you can also now find us under Benjamin Krudwig Fiber Arts and Design. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the kind of administrative stuff. So let's get into knitting. Ariana is on the chat, so she'll moderate over there as things go on. It looks like she might be the only person on Google Chat or on the YouTube video. There is a chat box. So if you are watching via YouTube, on the right-hand side, there is a little chat bar. Feel free to chat in there. Also, if you ask any questions in the chat bar, I will answer them at the end of the video. And if you follow me on Instagram, every week I post a picture saying, hey, it's almost Fibercast time. And feel free to ask any questions on that post on Instagram. And at any time, use the hashtag Fibercast and just let people know that you're watching, because I'm enjoying this. I don't have any plans on quitting anytime soon. It's so much fun. So, and viewers really make it fun. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It is cloudy today. It's been really, really rainy, not rainy, gloomy all day today. So if this side of my face starts going in and out of darkness, I apologize because the window's over there. I have a lamp over here that will help keep me lit, and so you can actually see what's going on. But yeah, it kind of looks like it's going to rain, or it is raining. I don't know. I am drinking coffee today, and it is delicious. So let's get knitting. So I have a couple of work in progress right now. I haven't done much as far as anything goes. This is a knitting podcast, but it's also a fiber podcast. So crochet, weaving, spinning, all of it. I'm not just a knitting podcast. I didn't do any knitting this week because I was crocheting and weaving. So I've been pretty busy with custom work in the last few weeks. So that's why I haven't been productive as much. Like, I don't seem as productive. But all of these projects have kind of been on a larger scale than I normally work with. So, you know, I'm working pretty hard on them, and it's taking my time. So the first thing I want to talk about is I mentioned last week that I got my Bijou Basin Ranch yarn, which is a company in Elbert, Colorado, and it's yak fiber mixed with other fibers. So I bought, or I received, their Lhasa Wilderness yarn, and it is yak and bamboo fiber. So it's 75% yak and 25% bamboo. And I got it in 4 different colors. And I'll put the colorways in the show notes. They just have numbers on these cards. They're all from the Outlander series. They're all, sorry, yarn everywhere. These colors are inspired by the Outlander series. Jeez. You'd think I was a fiber artist or something. So I had got these colors. I got a yellow, a sky blue, and then 2 different shades of green. And at first I was gonna knit a shawl with these yarns, which I think that would be a great idea. It would be really soft. It'd be extremely warm. But I decided to weave with it. You can't see behind me, but I do, my loom is all set up. You can see the base of it, or the top of it. Oh my gosh. And it is all warped, and I have a little bit woven on it. But like I said, I've been focusing on another custom piece. So I'm weaving a tartan scarf based, because of the Outlander series, I decided to do something a little Scottish. It's not an actual tartan pattern. I made it up. So you could almost call it the Krudwig tartan, even though that's a German last name. And I have very, very little Scottish and very little Irish in my heritage. I don't think I get to claim any tartan as my own, except maybe the County Donegal. I'm not sure. So I can show you my draft. And it also shows my threading and tie-up and the color changes. So this is just one block of my draft. So the scarf is 2 of these wide. This is a much bigger scale, by the way. This is probably 3 times as large as you would see on the actual weaving in progress. So it's 2 of these patterns wide, and then it's just going to be as long as I can make it. I put a 3-yard warp on my loom, so that's about 9 feet. That's a really long scarf. It'll probably be like 7-foot scarf minus loom waist. And I haven't decided what I want to do about the fringe yet, so that's something I'll figure out later. But I am having fun with the weaving. I haven't woven a long time, and I am having issues. I've never done more than 2 colors, like working colors, in a piece like this, where they interchange so frequently. So my selvage edges are looking a little funky. They're just kind of wobbling around. And I'm trying to catch the working yarn every time I throw a pick. So hopefully it'll get better as I weave. Luckily it's for me, so it's not going to be going anywhere where the selvage edges are going to matter. But I think I might end up crocheting a single crochet edge just to hide the selvage edge. It's just not, it's not looking very pretty. So I'm a little concerned about that. But the thing that matters is that I'm weaving. So that's my one work in progress. And then the other thing, I wasn't going to show you until it was done, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have done. I'm over halfway done on this shawl pattern. It's worked in 2 pieces. And this pattern is for the Yarn Over truck. They're in Southern California, and they are literally a truck that is a moving yarn store. They saw my work at the TNNA booth at the winter TNNA. And in Zula Luxury Fibers, I've done a couple of patterns, 3 or 4 patterns in their yarn. So they had 2 of them, the Glaucus crochet shawl and the knit version of the Tectonic hat, both of which you can find in my Ravelry store if you so choose. So that, the Yarn Over truck saw my work, and they contacted me via Anzula. They kind of put us in contact with each other, and they asked if I wanted to do something with their new custom colorway from Indigo Dragonfly. So this is the yarn company for the Yarn Over truck. So they carry this yarn, and I'm working in their unique colorway. What do you call it? It might just be unique colorway called It's All Fun and Games Until Someone Sleeps with Someone Beneath Their Station. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It's a lace weight. It says heavy lace, light fingering. I would totally agree with that. It's not a very light lace weight, and it's definitely skinnier than fingering weight. But they call it the Mergoat lace. And it's beautiful colorway. Let me just save my work here. So this is it's all caked up in here. So it has a lot of those rosy pinks and kind of purples. And there's a hint of a greenish gray in there. And it might be more green than I can see. but you can see a little bit of the green in here. Oh, did I just pull? I absolutely love pulling out stitches on accident. I will fix that later. Yeah, I really want to get this done this weekend so I can photograph it all, finish up writing the pattern, and then send it to them. Because this is going to be at the LA Yarn Crawl, the Los Angeles Yarn Crawl, 26th through the 27th, or 26th through the 28th. You'll only be able to get it through them. If you go to a yarn store, you won't be able to get it yet. You'll only be able to get it through them or my Ravelry store. So this is one panel. Whoop. Sorry, I am on my weaving bench. And I just nearly tipped over. Okay. So it's a kind of like a butterfly wing shawl. It's asymmetrical as it looks now because I only have half of it done. I have one half, and then I'll be doing another half, which I'm working on currently. And I will sew them together in the middle. And then I'm going to wash it and block it, and it's going to be done. So I'm really excited about this shawl. It's one of my favorites. I feel like I just keep loving my work even more every time I work on it. I don't know. I just feel like my aesthetic is not necessarily changing, but it's definitely solidifying. And I've been enjoying the shawl making quite a bit, both knitting and crochet. So that will be available soon. It will definitely be available before the 26th. I want to get it out and done by next week. You know, by Friday of next week. I'd love to have the pattern for y'all. So those are the two work in progress that I'm working on. I wish I had more, but I will. After April 15th, all of my deadlines, like my drop dead deadlines, are done. So I'll be able to get more work out more quickly, and I'll be able to become a polygamous knitter again. Right now, I'm just focusing on each project wholeheartedly until I'm done with it. I'm not jumping around. So yeah, be on the lookout for that pattern in just a little while. And now I do have more administrative stuff, but it's fun administrative stuff. So first off, today is Friday the 13th. So I had decided that all day long, so if you're watching this live or if you watch this on Friday the 13th, my shop is 13% off on Ravelry all day long. So head over there and get any pattern that you want for 13% off. No coupon code necessary. It'll just take it off automatically. If you want to, you don't have to. That's every single pattern in my shop. That includes the mystery knit-along pattern. The mystery knit-along starts on April 1st. So we are looking at 2.5 weeks, I believe. Yes, 2.5 weeks before the mystery knit-along starts. It is a shawl pattern. It is a lace shawl pattern. It's worked in 2 colors, in a fingering weight and an Aran weight yarn. The change in weight happens at the very end of the shawl. So if you want to use 2 different colors or just 1 color, that's fine. You can also just use the main fingering weight yarn if you don't want to do the Aran weight. If you can't find any Aran weight, that's fine. You can substitute fingering weight. It will look a little bit different, but not significantly different. We have a few people signed up already, so I'm pretty excited. There is a thread in the Ravelry group for the mystery knit-along. It's the Mozart shawl. So I'm so psyched about this. This shawl pattern is potentially my favorite thing that I've knit in a long time. I just really like the way that it flows, the way that the rhythm of the knit is fantastic, and the shape is really unique. And the way I'm doing the lace is pretty unique as well. So I hope you join. There's going to be an Instagram fashion show at the very end where I want everybody to sport their shawls that they made. But also, I'm going to get together some prizes. So probably like 2 or 3 prizes that if you post a finished shawl in that thread, you'll be eligible for the prize. So it will be finished shawls only. I might change that rule later on down the road, but there will be a new clue every week. So April 1st, there will be a new clue. Then April 8th, there will be a new clue. And then April 15th, there will be a new clue. And then April 22nd, we'll wrap it up. And we'll do the Instagram fashion show then. And it should be pretty fun. So use the hashtag Mozart, MKAL, for Mozart Mystery Knit Along if you're going to participate. I'd love to see pictures of the yarn that you choose. And when you start, you can take pictures, of the clue. Remember that people might not want spoilers. So I'll be very careful on my podcast not to share spoilers. I'll just show. So as people knit, so I won't show anything on April 1st, but on April 8th, I will show, well, it'll be the podcast, so it'll be April 10th. I'll show you the first clue finished, the finished first clue. So that'll happen. I'm so excited for this. So please join if you want to. Don't feel pressure to, but we're going to have a great group of people making Mystery Knit Along Mozart shawls. Other great things. So we updated the shop on Saturday with our new project bags. They're good for knitting or for crochet. They can fit up to 2 skeins of yarn or 2 cakes of yarn in your project and your knitting needles or your crochet hooks. You can fit a Tunisian or Afghan hook in there. So if you were wondering, you can. You can fit standard knitting needles. So I don't know if they're 10 inches, standard knitting needles. Whoops. But you can fit a pair of these very comfortably in with your project. Oh, needle down, needle down. So yeah, we updated the shop on Saturday. So the link is in the description of the YouTube video if you want to go check those out. We did a fun ad campaign with it. Ariana was fantastic, and she had this great idea of kind of like an infomercial style thing where it's like all dreary and dark and sad and everything's messed up. And then there's the big bright, oh, look, my life is all in order again. So that was fun. That's on our Facebook and Tumblr, and I put it on Instagram. So it was a lot of fun, and we've gotten a lot of great response from that advertisement. It's just so much fun to do that sort of thing. So check those out if you want to see what we're up to. We will have a couple of more in this shop probably either this weekend or this coming week. So hi Zoe, sorry you can't stay, but I'll be talking to you soon, by the way. Yes. But thanks for showing up for at least a little while. It's okay, we have a little quiet day today. I don't have much to talk about anyway. So anyhow, check out the bags on our Etsy, benjaminkrudwig.etsy.com. And yeah. Also follow us on Tumblr and Instagram because those are my favorite places right now. Other things that you can do to keep up with us, we're going to start a newsletter. So I did ask the question a while back if people thought we'd, if they would want a newsletter. And we've gotten some people saying yes, nobody saying no. So if you want to, you can go to the website, benjaminkrudwig.com/newsletter, and you can find the sign up link there. There's also a QR code. If you want to take a picture of it with your smartphone, it'll take you directly to the sign up. What else? So yeah, it'll be a monthly newsletter. I'm not going to do anything more than that unless we have a special event happening, but I don't think we can't really update more than twice a month probably. So please sign up. I'd love to see you there. We have a couple of subscribers already, but we haven't announced it much yet. So Facebook doesn't post, like it doesn't share with people all these great things. So it's insane. Ugh, I don't know. It's Facebook and their rules and like how they administer the content to my fans, which we almost have 1,000. So much fun. But then it's like only 30 people have seen this. And it's like, well, over 900 people have said that they'd like to see this content. So what's going on there, Facebook? Oh. Anyways, so sign up for the newsletter if you want. You'll get news on new products, new patterns, what we're up to, maybe some life stuff, maybe some special promotions, special offers that you can only get through the newsletter. So take a look there. We promise not to spam. We promise not to sell your information. Just it'll be the monthly newsletter and any special email that we need to send out. So nothing crazy. We don't like spam either, so we're not going to spam you. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about. I'm going to talk about some podcasts that I've watched this last week. I watched a bunch. Some of them were short, some of them weren't. Saturdays are my days to watch podcasts, and sometimes I also watch them first thing in the morning as I'm waking up with my coffee. So, you know, I watch a few throughout the week, but most of them I watch at the end of the week on Saturday. So I have been watching Minerva Turkey Knits. Love her podcast. She's in Florida, and they're like having frogs and lizards jump out at her and mosquitoes, and it's just like, man, we're just finally having spring weather. I can't imagine having frogs and lizards jumping at you in March and February. Oh my gosh. Who else? The Knitting Den, Denise. So she is English, but she lives in Colorado. She lives down a couple of hours away from us, actually. So maybe if I can talk to her, we can do a collaboration or something, and that might be pretty fun. I don't know what her schedule is, and I don't know what my schedule is, but it would be fun to meet up and, you know, have a coffee knit time. I don't know. If there's anybody in Colorado, kind of in the Denver metro area, Boulder, Denver, Lafayette, message me on Ravelry. I'd love to get a group of us together, maybe, to just do a knit club once a month or something. I don't know. It's just an idea. I don't know. I like ideas, and when I say them on video, I feel like I'm more inclined to follow through with them. Who else? So the Sockmatician. Oh, so I think his name is Nathan, and he's from the UK, and he just started a podcast. He's a knitter. He does a lot of double knitting and socks. So I watched half of his podcast this morning, and I can't wait to watch the rest of it after I'm done here. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's another male knitter. It's always great to see male knitters represent. It's lovely to see. So been watching him. And then there's the Bakery Bears podcast, who had a delicious episode this week. Oh my gosh, Kay, your tart looks so amazing. It has that jam, and the whatever that filling was looked delicious. So I might make a gluten and dairy-free version for Ariana and I, and I'll put it in what's in my oven. So that was wonderful. The new layout that you guys have is great. Dan and Kay, you are some of my favorite people. So yeah, thank you for making me want to bake food and knit and just have this great solidarity with each other. Yeah, I'm totally gonna make one of those tarts. And the new pattern that Kay is working on right now, and I hope it publishes like today. That would be such a gift. I am going to buy that pattern as soon as it comes out. It's a gorgeous shawl inspired by their Roman ruins trips, and I want it. I want it so much. And Dan, you looked great in that shawl. So I am so glad that Josh, Rix, and I have inspired you to wear shawls, because they can be meant for men too. In fact, my Pulsar shawl I wore this week, and it was very comfortable. It was very cozy and warm, and it was still very masculine. So new fashion trend, male shawls. It's gonna be great. Yarngasm with Kristen. I need to get a hold of your yarn at some point. It just looks so good. Your dye jobs are beautiful. So I'm definitely gonna try and hit another update at some point. And then a homespun house. She is almost due. Her baby's almost due. So good luck, Molly. I saw that you posted one podcast this morning, so that's also on my watch later list. I think it's, oh my gosh, I have over 10 videos now to watch. I think podcast videos. So I have a lot of watching to do. So I put the Sockmatician on here twice because I think he's amazing, apparently. Another male knitter, there's Nick's Knits. Yeah. Or Knix Knits. It's spelled with a K. K-N-I-C-K, K-N-I-T-S. He's a 14-year-old knitter out on the East Coast, and he has a podcast. He's doing great work. So I'm so happy. He's doing a sock knit along called Spring into Socks with the Bakery Bears podcast. I might join in and send in a pair with the sock yarn that Come Knit With Us, the ladies from there sent me. So yeah, and sort of a knitter, Josh Rix. I watch whenever he puts one out, so he's definitely on my regular list. Oh, and Come Knit With Us. So this last week, it was Come Knit With Me. Poor Sammy, Kermit Von Frog, or Kermit Von Frog 12 on Instagram and Ravelry. Yeah. She was sick. So it was just Kimmy, who's still a delight to watch. So thank you, Kim, for keeping it going. It was nice to see all of your FOs and your backyard. Oh my gosh, it's so green. Is that what it's like in Arizona all the time? That looked so nice and so warm. I'm just looking out at the gray weather right now, and I want it to be like full-blown spring. Soon. So I can't wait until you guys have a podcast together again. I hope you feel better, Sam. I hope you feel better. I watched Shomalin this week from Maya. Yeah, I'm enjoying your podcast. It's very relaxed and perfect for an afternoon. And then Junk Yarn. Oh my gosh, you are the best. I love this podcast. I just forgot her name already. Crap. Her name on Instagram is Raybot, W-R-A-Y-B-O-T. And her podcast is called Junk Yarn Podcast. So find her there. But her aesthetic is great. She loves socks. And she also loves Adventure Time, which I also love Adventure Time. And I think she's doing a giveaway for something for some sock yarn in the BMO colorway. Oh my gosh. I need it. I need the yarn. So yeah, there's that podcast. And there's one that I don't have written on here, but FO and I. I've been watching their podcast too. So I'm having a lot of fun watching them. I watch a lot of English podcasts. Not a lot of American podcasts. Maybe it's half and half. I don't know. But those are the podcasts I watched this week. I don't have any Stash Enhancement, fiber, or yarn this week. So, that's good. I am glad I don't have any stash enhancement right now. I need to get through what I have, and I don't want to pack new yarn in boxes when we move. So yeah, it was nice chatting with you this week. I will see you next week for the podcast at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. We're going to go to an opera tonight. Pretty excited about that. And I'm going to go back to work and crochet a whole bunch. So it's a short podcast this week. You're off the hook. You don't have to be with me for a whole hour. Check out our shop, please. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Tumblr and YouTube. Subscribe to this channel if you love the podcast. And also give the podcast a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Just a little button push. And yeah, hopefully I'll have a few finished objects for you to see next week. And y'all have a wonderful weekend. Go knit, crochet, weave, spin, or just do anything creative. Express yourself. I'm really excited for that. And I will catch you all next Friday. Bye.